Today we're going to be talking about my favourite subject, and that is making money. And property, of course, is a place to make money. Tim, how do we go about doing it?
We've always got to start by identifying where someone's looking to get to with a strategy. And then of course look at where they're starting from as well, and of course the time that it's going to take, or the time that they've got to be able to develop that strategy. From there we can then identify which strategy suits their needs.
So it sounds like there's a whole lot of different options when it comes to strategies.
Well, let's talk about the first one. A very common one is buying an old house on a large block with subdivision potential. The great thing about this is you can secure a lot of capital growth. However, you do have to consider your cash flow. You're generally not getting as much rent, you're not able to secure the tax deductions, there's high maintenance costs, as well as if you are going to undertake the subdivision, then there's also a significant risk involved in that as well. The second strategy that's very common is buying an old house in a premium suburb and then renovating it for profit. Once again, you can secure good capital growth out of a strategy like this. However, typically you're unable to secure any income by renting the house while you're doing the renovation. Also, a lot of the time renovations can blow out in terms of time and expense, and people never, ever, ever take into consideration the cost of their own time in doing the renovation. The third thing, this is often where people try to identify older suburbs that have been stunted in growth for a long time, and they're waiting for that moment when that area is going to jump. It's often referred to as hot spotting. Once again, it can be a good strategy, but you've got to consider is what's going to happen to that suburb after it's got its burst of growth. What's going to happen in the long term?
Well, Tim, I've asked the questions and you've given me the answers. I can feel, my pocket's bulging already.
Well, we've got a lot more to go.
Well, I'm going to ask you a few more questions later on in the year.
Great, we'll see you then.
So if you have any questions, just click on the infinitewealth.com.au. Now, Tim, this is a nice house.